So yeah, that's the first thing we need to do is we need to assign resources. Again, you can do that upfront in Autotask or you can do that here. Um, how you do it in Proxuma are a few ways you can do it. You can open a task. You can go into the edit mode and then simply add the resource. For example, myself. And you can add secondary resources. For example, these two. That's one way of doing it. The other way is that you can right mouse click, edit, basically do the same thing, but then with the right mouse click saves you a little bit of time. Or we can press show all resources, and that would show me all the project resources that I have added to the project, and that will show me all of the work that is planned. So not just for this task, but every work that is planned and available on the resource screen. And if I want to plan somebody, I can just add a service call and then that person will be added to the task right away. If this view doesn't work for you because you have a lot of things planned, then please just simply use this button to go to the week, and then you will see a more detailed overview and you can actually see all the gaps and still plan. Um, so yeah, that's something that you can do to plan in Proxuma. You can also do it from the project where you will see all the phases, and you can simply do the same things here like edit, right? That's a different area of Proxuma, but same logic. Also there's edit buttons here that you can use to add resources. In the near future we will make it even faster with specific buttons to quickly add resources. But yeah, that's about adding resources. Let's go back to I maybe should have used a different button. You can use view in the timeline, but I could have done that from here as well. Why is that one useful? Is because we will basically check which date range is needed, start and end date of the project, um, and we will decide if which view is the best view. In this case, the best view is the month view with multiple months, and then you see the full overview. So yeah, you need to add your resources first. Then you need to define if this high-level planning, concept planning will fit, right? So you can basically do that by opening these tasks, or if you need more detail, go to the week and define, okay, is there room to plan one of these resources? Well, I see some room here, so it would be possible. Same thing here. So depending on the resources, you can quickly see if it will fit. If it doesn't fit, you can just move it. Right, that's the ease of Proxuma. You can quickly move it, or if you need more time, you can extend it. And if you don't want to extend it while you're dragging, just press escape and it will cancel. So yeah, that is eventually you check which tasks need to be moved. Um, for example, like this. This one can be done, for example, earlier. Alright, so this is the high level planning that you can do quickly, drag drop, make sure that it fits in the timeline you want it to, make sure that it fits on the resources. When that is done, you will follow the critical path, which is something that we will add later on as well, is that we highlight the critical path for you. Um, for example, this one is important. And now we need to do detailed planning. Again, in this month overview, you can see the actual amount, actual items planned, or you can see the number of items planned here. And if you click on it, you see the details. This one shows if there's appointments. If you hover over on it, and why not show them right away? You might think that's because of performance, because you can imagine if you have a lot of projects, there's already a lot to load. If you then open a lot of resources with a lot of appointments, again, there's a lot to load. So that's why you have an overview like this. But yeah, again, we most likely advise you to do detailed planning in this week view anyway. So here you will check based on the estimated hours. In this case it's only 2 hours. You will see where do we have a gap. In this case there's a gap here. So add a service call. Check the logic of start time, end time. This is set up in the settings for a default for planning a task, a default for planning a ticket, or a combination of those. In this case, I only need to plan 2 hours, so I could technically just simply select 2 hours here. Then if needed, I can modify where a person needs to be, create a Teams meeting, and send notification or not. Maybe add external contacts, or even provide extra info like please go here with a maps link directly to a warehouse or something like that. And then you press save. And if you don't need to do that, of course, it's just simple double click, service call, defaults apply, it's done, and then you can still change if needed. In this case, I'm planning too much, right? Because I only had 2 hours. Takes a little bit of time to update it, and we will look into improving the speed. But here you already see that we've planned too much, so I will remove this one. And now it is fully planned. And that is the benefit of Proxuma, because this bar that is basically on every task, but also on every phase, and also on the project, it will give you an indication of how many hours are estimated, how many hours are planned. So in this case there's a lot we still need to plan, and the vertical bar will show you the actual hours, and that way you can quickly see, do I go over budget or do I stay under budget? And you can do that on each hierarchy level. So yeah, that is when you map out and detail plan your project. In case you have a big task, and we can add more data if we would like to. So here we also have an hours bar that will give you a different overview of how much you still need to plan. In this case, I need to plan some work here. Let me open it again in the timeline. So I need to do some work. Okay, it will fit. I can go to the week, and I can do detailed planning. If I would have to plan a lot of time in a row, I can create a service call. I can simply drag it onto multiple days, and then we will split it into multiple service calls for you, meaning they will only be planned during office hours if you only have office hours in your current view. If you go here and you are going to show, for example, extended hours, and you do the same thing, then we will plan it also during extended hours. So that's the flexibility of this splitting service calls. It will only do it in the visible timeline, support window that you have set up. So that's one. The other way, what you can do is, if you don't want to create a lot of those, but just a single copy, you can copy it, maybe change the title or other things, save it, and then simply drag it. You can also drag it onto a different resource, and then with some logic you can decide who is going to be the primary or secondary resource, or maybe remove some, and you can remember the choice and do not show it again if you always want the same behavior. If you ever did this, applied it, you can go back into your profile settings and then show it again. So yeah, that's basically some service call planning and some tips and some functionalities that we've added. I forgot one or two actually. We can see, based on this purple border and this purple border right here, that these service calls belong to this task, and these service calls, they do not. but we of course need to have a proper overview of all the planned items in order for you to know when to plan, when you can plan someone or not. So yeah, that's the border. If you only want to see service calls related to the task or to the project, you can use this view setting. By default, this is not enabled because we believe that you need to have full picture. But yeah, if you want to maybe create some kind of overview that only shows work for that project, it is possible.